kids engage in projects that they feel part of, that they co-design. What really impressed us was that the Npdl project is based on research. This was about working with a global network to add to the research that would enable schools from right across the international spectrum, as well as Queensland, as well as what was going on in Melbourne, to improve education outcomes in our schools.
We recognise that deep learning allows our students to move from content mastery to being able to apply their knowledge to real life problems and generating new knowledge.
The Npdl framework gives us the opportunity to provide students with the skills that are necessary for them to be successful in a world that is changing so fast that their areas of employment are probably not even available today.
It's a great framework, it's research based, and it provides both the scaffolding and the models and the framework for teachers to support the planning and implementation, but also importantly it provides opportunities for our students to engage in deeper learning and also working towards those deep learning competencies, the 6 Cs.
One of the best things about Npdl is that students have the opportunity to work together as a team and learn skills that would be outside of their regular curriculum area.
I seem to focus more working as a team because you've got other people to lean on if you have any other questions.
So the way that we allocated tasks was that we sat down and then went through what our strengths and what our weaknesses were, and then from there we tried to make sure that everyone was doing the right job suited to them.
The collaboration has been good because students are no longer working as silos, sitting in desk by desk, row by row. They're actually collaborating on their projects and giving feedback within the online platform.
It wasn't just teachers writing it up, it was more I needed to collaborate with my teammates kind of. And it was really cool because instead of the teachers telling us exactly what to do, we kind of figured out our own thing to do.
We seem to be able to work through topics quicker and spend time investigating topics of interest in the unit. We've also been given the opportunity to have a say in our assessment and how we can relate it into our lives or issues in the community.
Because we don't have predetermined solutions to our design challenges and our problems in the curriculum, in the Makerspace kids get the opportunity to build character by failing often, failing early, building a resilience around, well, this went wrong and how can I solve it? We had kids just before who were programming the Lego robots, and the Lego robots are meant to fight each other and push each other off the sim and that didn't work. The programming was wrong. And it's a process of continual trial and error to make sure that you're getting it right, that kids are getting the opportunities to fail, getting the opportunities to learn from that failure, to develop resilience, persistence, grit, to be tenacious and really solve the problem.
Working cooperatively with others allowed me to learn not only my take on the assignment and what it meant and what it was asking, but also that of another person.
At the beginning of our project, our group took a learning questionnaire to find out what type of learners we all are, and it helped me to understand where we were all getting our ideas from and what type of learner I am.
So the elements that we've seen within character have certainly been perseverance and resilience. Persevering with either the team that they're working with on the project or within learning the program that they're using, and also being resilient in terms of being able to bounce back from failure.
To be able to get the kids to be able to be critical thinkers, we've got to make sure we equip them with the necessary skills and tools to be able to do that. So it absolutely has made me rethink my teaching strategies. And again, I don't want to harp on it, but coming back to that explicit, deliberate teaching of skills and strategies to be able to help kids capture their thoughts and ideas so that then they can actually work with them as opposed to them just being in their headspace.
Using technology in our project, we were able to access information to help us make a basic prototype, and while the project has progressed, to make more prototypes which are more efficient and affordable for people.
more relevant to different cultures and less damaging to our environment.
It has been great to get so many opportunities and use new technologies in university environments. We've been part of lots of tests and competitions, and it feels good to be appreciated for our abilities. It makes me want to work harder in science and maths.
They're solving problems, they're unpacking solutions, they're doing trial and error, they're really examining problems in a deep, thorough, thoughtful way, not just sort of in a baseline way. They're really exploring and noticing things for the first time. We're spending a lot of time at the moment on noticing, paying attention to what's going on.
Coming up with new ideas, being innovative, creative around what could be the problem, what might be the solution, what if we tried this, collecting relevant data. The students are exploring many more elements than just a piece of paper that says water is important to us and this is why. They're actually discovering it themselves through an inquiry-based process.
Use of a digital environment has enabled us to communicate with students from around the world. It has allowed us to show them how we use water and the cultural influences it has on us. It has also allowed us to see how they use water and the spiritual influences it has on them.
With the communication side of things, reaching a wider audience and empowering the kids to actually have their voices heard, so they're not just completing an assessment piece or not just doing their curriculum, that they're actually valuable members of their community.
We didn't look at it in terms of a straight assessment piece. We wanted the kids to start to prototype. We wanted them to start to experiment. We wanted them to realise that you don't get the right answer right from the start, that it's going to be a journey. So we've gone through and really focused on the reflective process. Once they've completed a project, they've actually created a product.
A key component of communication in the water project is once they've completed their research and gathered their information, is communicating it to our local community. So part of that communication aspect is considering what the audience is and the different types of communication methods that they are going to need to consider to get the information out to the varying different parts of the community.
The role of the teacher shifted slightly, where the teacher then became more of a facilitator who would structure the learning experiences but leave them quite open-ended for the students to then pick their journey and end up, I guess, in a place and time where they found that they had a solution to the problem that they were faced with.
My role as a teacher in project-based learning like this requires a bit more flexibility than using a structured curriculum. I have to be able to collaborate with Ben, an IDT teacher. I have to make sure with my head of department that it's going to fit in with the curriculum, and then being able to accommodate a student's idea and finding a way to make that a valuable learning opportunity takes a little bit more of your time, but having something that lasts over a semester or over 2 semesters rather than cutting it off at a 5-week mark just lets it grow.
You get to make up your own decisions and you don't have teachers' guidance all the time. You're free, really.
Our dream goal is to design and create a lunchbox from the recycled plastic. We hope to make it realised for other kids to put their rubbish in the bin or recycle it, or don't bring rubbish to school at all.
The Npdl process in the classroom is very different from, say, traditional practice in that teachers are no longer the font of all knowledge, we're more the facilitators of learning. So actually providing the resources and the tools to help students take their own path or choose their own adventure, so to speak.
Compared to our original numeracy classes, it's been excellent. Student engagement has definitely risen. The questions, giving them a platform to be creative on, is really rewarding.
I think programs like these are wonderful opportunities for the kids to engage in. Not only do they get the classroom learning, but the opportunities are there to collaborate and cooperate with the community. Actually get out there, get hands-on, see the sort of things that are happening with the community, engage with community volunteers and with the council, and see the sort of greater, larger picture that they can be involved in over time.
Yeah, I'm really impressed how this project is teaching the kids how to connect with the community and showing them, out in the real world how there's like connecting with council, how there's environmental services officers and media's involved, and just the whole interaction is teaching the children the sorts of things they're going to need to learn when they leave school, and as well as obviously connect with their local environment.
We had more responsibilities, like we had to really think about it, because it wasn't just like getting graded on, it was to help our waterways.
The actions we're currently taking based on the data is raising awareness within the community and the school about Burgess Creek.
There's a little problem at our school, and we're surrounded by a national park, and there's also a little worldwide, which is a problem. If we raise awareness at this school, we might be able to help raise awareness on a bigger scale.
Have the skills to be able to go out there and forge their pathway in that world.